there was a confrontation between the individual on a bicycle and another person from a vehicle. There appeared to have been words exchanged, which led to the gunfire.
The gunfire rang out at East Bowie and South Cherry Streets Tuesday. The next day, Bunnell police made an arrest. Officers handcuffed Ernest Watson II on charges of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and improper exhibition of dangerous weapons. Bunnell Police Chief David Brannon tells WNZF how they've been working to combat a recent spike in violence.
In addition to the resources we're pouring into solving these crimes when they occur, we're also pouring into reestablishing relationships in the community through local leaders that are in there, such as the director of the Carver Gym, the president of the NAACP, and other concerned citizens that are working with us to foster a good relationship with folks, let them know that we're out here to help people, not to put everybody in jail.
Brannon says the department is working on some community initiatives that will be unveiled at a later time. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
You've heard of the summer slide where kids experience learning loss from being out of school, but the COVID slide is something schools in Flagler County and across the nation are still dealing with. Flagler Schools board member Trevor Tucker.
If you're a kindergartner and you're now having to learn with just a iPad in front of you and your teacher's on that iPad, it's hard to keep kindergartners, first graders in the classroom on task. How hard is it when they're at home? If their parents were there and their parents were at home with them, they probably could do a decent job of helping out. So we did see a slide.
But Tucker credits the half-cent sales tax that was spent on district technology in making the transition from in-school to remote learning online feasible, since students and staff already had the tools they needed.
We were a model. Other districts throughout the state were calling Flagler County, how are you doing this? How do you have this? And it's mainly because we already had the infrastructure in place with the technology. If we didn't have that technology, other school districts in Florida, I know, were sending out packets. Please come to the school, pick up your child's packet, with no instruction whatsoever. So then the parents had become the full-time teachers.
The district's workforce is still being impacted by COVID.
And it's a national shortage. Teachers, bus drivers, support staff. It's really a scary situation for the future. With class size amendment, you can't pack them in. That's not our goal. Small classroom sizes, ideal 20, 23, 25, depending on which school you're at.
Tucker adds even though Flagler pays its educators more than surrounding counties, they are not immune to the workforce shortage. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Amy Cherry.
The Flagler County Education Foundation Board of Directors announced yesterday that Teresa Rizzo is the new executive director. Teresa succeeds her late husband, beloved community leader Joe Rizzo, who had been the executive director since February 2017. Teresa Rizzo will be the fourth executive director in the foundation's history.
I am elated and honored to accept this position and to continue the legacy of the loved and adored Joe Rizzo. Joe really worked hard with this foundation. It was a labor of love for our entire family, and I am just so humbled and honored that I'll get to continue his legacy.
The Flagler County Education Foundation is a direct support organization for Flagler County schools dedicated to generating financial support and enhancing programs that benefit students, families, and teachers. Advent Health Palm Coast Hospital receives national recognition for its patient safety.
Chief Operating Officer Wally Giacchino says the hospital received an A safety rating from Leapfrog.
Leapfrog is a public service from an independent organization that is committed in driving quality, safety, and transparency among all hospitals across the nation. So they take a look at over 2,000 hospitals every year.
Leapfrog evaluates a number of areas when it assigns ratings.
For example, preventing patient harm, effective communication with nurses, between nurses and physicians as well. But they also look at areas such as preventing medication errors. So this is important for the consumer because then after the entire audit is completed, they are able to give a grade of a safety grade to the hospital.
Giacchino says they are very proud of the procedures they have in place that earn the hospital this rating. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Rich Petchke.
The bikemen of Flagler County are stepping up to help some Ukrainian refugees.
A couple of kids who recently fled Ukraine with their mothers got a pretty cool welcome gift from Sheriff Rick Staley and the bikemen of Flagler County. The four of them have only been in Palm Coast a few weeks, but already feel at home.
I contacted the bikemen of Flagler County, and together we delivered 4 bicycles, one for each child and one for each mother, so they would have some transportation around Palm Coast.
However, their dads are staying in Ukraine to fight for their country. Sheriff Staley was also able to tell the family he would be donating bullet-resistant vests and helmets to the Ukrainian military. The vests are out of warranty and can't be reissued to FCSO deputies, but are still usable. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
What's the difference between a short-term rental and a long-term rental?
Shelley Edmondson is with the Flagler County Tourism Tax Department and says it's all in the time and the legal stuff.
They must have a bona fide written lease that states it's 6 months and a day or more. Anything less than that or missing that lease, it's still considered short-term.
Edmondson said that while her department is not code enforcement, they can help somebody who wants to rent out a property for a vacation rental. Real Estate Matters is on WNZF on Saturday mornings at 11, and it's anytime on the Flagler radio app. From the WNZF newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
The weekend is here and there's plenty of family fun to be had in Flagler County. This is Stacy with Fun for Augie Kids.
Today, the Flagler County Library is hosting their Pixels and Perlers event. Play Switch games and even create some of your own 8-bit art. This event is open for those in grades 6 through 12. Tonight, Palm Coast Parks and Recreation is hosting a Movies in the Park featuring Shrek. Bring your blankets, lawn chairs, picnic baskets, and invite your friends and family to enjoy the show. Tomorrow is the Tunnel to Towers 5K Run and Walk. This race is open to all ages, and proceeds will go to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, which is dedicated to providing services for the nation's first responders and military. Sunday, join Michaels for their Make Break event and make your own summer resin ring. All supplies will be provided. To learn more about these events and others, please visit us on our website at fun4augiekids.com. Have a great weekend.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.